All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is Friday afternoon. Welcome to another edition of the Unpredictable Pipeline. In this series, we are talking to marketing leaders who have been navigating this year. And Megan and I I was literally just saying it is Friday afternoon as we record this. We're doing this on LinkedIn Live. We'll have this up on our Unpredictable Pipeline video hub. And Megan, it does feel a little bit like an accomplishment when you get to Friday afternoon. We're still here. We're still breathing. We have not killed our children for another week in a row. It's a big deal. So congratulations as well on making it to Friday. And I know you're working from home. Your kids also have an in-service day today. I haven't seen my kids in a while. They've gone feral. I don't know. They might be inside or I don't know. They're around here somewhere, but it just adds another layer to unpredictability. I did see earlier today there was a meme someone sent, and it basically said the latest prediction for Q4 is that the Bermuda Triangle is basically just going to become a giant Roomba and just start wandering around and finding different places.
I love my Roomba, but I would not like that.
That was pretty funny. Well, all right, so let's get back on track. It's Friday afternoon. I'm not even wearing a real work shirt. Like I'm already halfway. So, boy, this has been a fun series to record with a lot of really interesting stories, and I've been really looking forward to including you because you were one of the first people I thought of back in March and April when I had a crazy event schedule and all of a sudden went away. And listen, if I'm in cybersecurity, that stinks. If I'm in healthcare, that stinks. If I'm in a business that's all about business travel, it really stinks. So talk a little bit about, for people that don't know TripActions, let people know what TripActions does, and then we talk about what those early days were like, kind of end of Q1 into Q2.
Sure. So TripActions is a full travel and expense platform, from booking your trip for business to working with, you're on the road and you need a travel agent to help you change something or cancel something, to your expense reports or goodbye to expense reports. We've given you a card and payment system that, you no longer have to submit that. So end-to-end platform. Certainly, it accelerated some of our stuff. COVID, I'm talking about, it really hit in March. And the first thing we did was figure out what our customers needed from a travel standpoint. And that was really find where their employees are and bring them home safely and fast. Wow. So we provide a lot of the tools and reporting that they needed to do that and got them home. But then we quickly realized once we got them home, there was others that were trying to book trips. So we gave them the ability to restrict travel to certain regions until the whole world shut down. So the ability to do that. And now we're doing routes to recovery, and we're allowing them to open up certain routes. People are traveling for essential business, and certain industries are traveling. If you're in retail or manufacturing or healthcare, you're traveling for different needs. And then what we found out is people had all these credits, unused waivers. So then we gave them the reports they needed to track all of that and then auto apply it when they book again. So you don't have to go find those codes and put them in. Our system automatically tracks it. So just a lot of figuring out what our customers needed. And right now they want to make sure it's safe for travelers to get back on the road. So we hooked into the CDC. We built an API, and it gives them real-time data on all the regulations and things that you need by state, by country, testing, quarantines, you name it, whatever you would want to know about, and all the way to hotel safety and hygiene.
So you guys have been busy. It's actually pretty impressive to hear just the different ways that not only have you sort of pivoted and created opportunity for the business and for your customers, but also a lot of us probably just think, I'm not traveling, nobody's traveling. No, a lot of people are still traveling, and many people have to travel. There's essential services where people have to get on a plane and go places. There are a number of industries that continue to go that it's part of your job to go somewhere, right? And it's become harder to get there. And it's become harder now to sort of coordinate all the different obstacles. So companies need a service like TripActions more than ever. And I think being able to say, okay, here's an audience that absolutely needs us right now, right? And that is somewhere we can dive down and we can get, sort of greater market share with, while the rest of the travel industry slowly comes back.
Yes. Yeah, that's true.
Talk a little bit about, even though you guys have, this has emerged as a really great story of sort of resilience in the B2B travel space. Talk about managing the company and the team through that, because I imagine there were moments early on, and a lot of CMOs have talked about this, where I wouldn't say panic's the word, but just like people freaking out about like what the future looks like. I mean, the best laid plans, it's been a while since we've had them unravel that quickly, right? In the midst of a year. And so I'd love to hear, I mean, you talk about things you've done for in the industry and for your customers. What were some things you learned about managing a team through that? You know, managing your marketing team as well as helping to lead your executive team and your board through that.
Yes, I mean, one, very fortunate. Our CEO was very quick to understand the landscape and get very clear on our objectives and what we need to focus on, and not only what our customers needed, but where the market was going. So he aligned us to new objectives pretty quickly. Mm-hmm. And then of course that trickles down through your teams. And for myself, the tone changed as a marketer. You had to pivot your messaging very quickly. Otherwise you were tone deaf. I mean, we went from being the best experience in business travel to, traveler safety and cost control. Mm-hmm. And so, everything pivoted from the website to email to social. And so we spent really the first week or two just auditing and rewriting very quickly, very long hours. And then certainly the team was getting used to working remote. And communication mattered a ton. I think just in any sort of war room situation, you stand up communication and you check in a lot. And so every day we checked in. I checked in with my team every day and had stand-up meetings. And then with our customers, we were meeting, we would normally meet with our CAB, our customer advisory board, once a month. We were meeting with them every day. What do you need today? What are you seeing today? How can we help you? And the product and the engineering team was out building that. And then we were quickly enabling sales and the CSM, our customer success managers, to make sure all our customers knew about it and any incoming prospects and what they needed. And so we were definitely busy doing that. And then probably 2-3 weeks in, it was clear that you can't, your employees need you a lot. This was a very stressful time. We're in a pandemic, people are scared. And so making sure you're checking in, not just with people that report to you, but skip levels. Are they okay? How are they getting along? Make sure you're getting outside. Are you getting sunshine? Are you taking a break? We did Zoom walks where we take our phone, our kids, our dogs, and we'd walk. And just, it wasn't about business. We were just checking in. Hey, where are you today? And some were still in their apartments. They couldn't go outside. Others could socially distance and be in their backyard, balcony, or near a park. And so that I felt like get people out. And then of course, happy hours started popping up just to kind of check in with folks, try to make, Zoom's not just about business, because we were missing that in-person hallway conversation and the, focused on us as people. So it was a blend, and, we still meet every week. I still have stand-ups. We still do Zoom walks. We still have happy hours. Nice. And we're busy, and we've launched, multiple products really in the last 2 months based on where the world is going. A lot around our liquid product, which is the payments and expensing. We did an enterprise edition because we started getting more enterprise clients. So we packaged that a very specific way and took that to market. But yeah, it's definitely not a time I ever want to live through again. No. But I think it will make us stronger as a company. Just, you kind of, when you go through this kind of experience with a group of people, I think it bonds you. Like I will forever be bonded to these folks that went through this experience. And I think, it just makes the next kind of crisis or issue that comes up, I wouldn't say easier, but digestible as a company.
Well, we all now have at least one at bat of having gone through it, right? And I think that there's something to be said, and you kind of referenced it, of having some shared experiences of having resilience and being able to say, listen, like, we didn't make all the right choices. There's things we did do differently, but we're proud of what we did. We're proud of having tried to figure out immediately, quickly, daily, what do our customers need? What do our employees need? And sort of addressing the whole person, not just the employee, not just the customer. Are there things through that? I mean, it's sort of, we've all been through this crucible of exponential growth and thinking, right? Where we might have just done incremental things to make the event's a little better now, this campaign. We had to exponentially change what we're doing. Are there things that you learned in the last 5 or 6 months that you think are going to be a book moving forward, either for TripActions or just for B2B marketers overall?
Things, I mean, certainly understanding how people are digesting, like, events went away, and we still needed to create pipeline in different ways. So, I mean, certainly learning, webinars, online events, the virtual world, a lot more, a lot of, account-based marketing and display ads and just, social media, I actually think became more important. Everyone, is looking at Twitter. Way more people are on Twitter than they were before. I feel like there's a ton more conversations going on because it's a little pop-up town where you can ask a question and people interact and respond. Yeah. Certainly on LinkedIn, and now you can do LinkedIn Live. Like all these tools are getting really good at syndicating content online. Yep. And more people are adopting, obviously, technology. We're seeing that in the markets. Yeah. So just, I guess, how to pivot as a team, how to quickly, try things. I think the other thing that we really doubled down on was content that made you a trusted resource. Mm-hmm. So we launched our TripActions Academy, and you can get travel manager certifications for those that are running the travel program, and a lot of education there. We know that in recessions and depressions, people go back to school and redefine themselves. It's a competitive marketplace for getting jobs. And so we found a lot of success building the Academy out, and not just, our customers are taking it, our salespeople are taking it, marketers are taking it to learn more about the product and the company and the space. But prospects are in there, and now they're seeing us as a trusted resource, on best practices for policy management, cost control with travel, how to get back to business, payments, all of that. And then we launched a community. We did not have a community yet. So we launched community.tripactions.com, where people could ask questions about COVID, about travel, waivers. Our airline partners are on there. Our hotel partners are on there. And so that's been another great way to bring people together that I don't know that had this COVID had not happened, I don't know if we would have a community stood up yet. I don't know that I would have gotten the Academy launched. And we launched the Academy in very short order and did 2 courses a week. And so now we have 26 courses. And the community we stood up in 2 days. Mm-hmm. There's nothing like a crisis to get you to move very fast. Now, it didn't look pretty the first week or two. We were able to iterate on that, but it was, I think, amazing how fast we got things out the door when we needed to.
Well, it's amazing. I'm going to quote my wife that, when people ask her, how do you continue to work part-time, have 3 kids, Matt travels a lot. Her response usually is, you don't know what you're capable of until you don't have a choice. Yeah. And, whether it's, juggling things, home and work, or whether it's just sort of navigating a company through a pandemic, or saying we don't have a month and a half to do this. We have 3 days. It's not going to be the same, but make it happen. You can make it happen. Right. And I think there's a level of, agility for agility's sake is chaos. You still need to have a strategy, but I think, there's a point in diminishing returns of saying, this is good enough. Let's ship it. Let's find out why it's broken. Let's fix it. And then we can move on. So I know you're busy. I appreciate you doing this. We do have a question from Kathy Durnell. Kathy wants to know, and I did not expect for this to generate pipeline for you here today, but she wants to know, are there minimums in terms of people using TripActions, team size, travel needs, who can sign up and take advantage of the stuff you're talking about?
Yeah, usually we look at your travel budget. So if you spend more than $150,000 a year on travel, you're a good target for us. Up to, $200 or $300 million a year in travel for our enterprise clients. And then anything we offer to our business clients, their employees get personal travel for free, and they get access to all the same, great discounts and inventory, as well as our travel agents support them. Yeah. So if your business is a client or customer, you get to use it for personal travel too. But yeah, the minimum is about $150,000 a year in travel.
And even though that may sound like a big number, it does not take a very big company to get to that number. If you start adding up plane trips, hotels, rental cars, all travel related expenses, very, very quickly for a very small company, all of a sudden it matters. And so full disclosure, we've been a TripActions customer. It has saved us time. It has saved us money. We're a tiny company, right? But I was surprised. I was dismayed a little, but also surprised at how much we spend on travel. But it's been a great platform for us. So Meagen Eisenberg, CMO at TripActions, thank you so much for sharing, for being open and honest about what's going on, and sharing some of your stories of this year's